Welcome back everybody to another video. Today I have something extra special. Welcome here to Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, and behind me is the luxury Land Cruiser, the off-roading beast that nobody can compare to. Now, of course, what I'm talking about is the 2021 Lexus LX570. This one here is optioned through the roof to an MSRP of right around $100,000. So let's see, is this worth the premium over the Land Cruiser? And does this give the ultimate Range Rover a run for its money? Let's find out. Of course, just like I said, this is the LX570 2021, and this vehicle behind me is painted in this beautiful shade of atomic silver. Now, personally, I'm a huge Lexus fan. Now, Lexus is one of my favorite brands in the entire market, and behind me, this is the epitome. This is the top of the food chain for the Lexus lineup. So it really shows what Lexus can do in terms of luxury, in terms of their off-roading heritage, along with the Toyota, because this is connected and on the same platform as the Toyota Land Cruiser, which makes it a perfect go-anywhere luxury type vehicle for people who really like to go off-roading, people who like to cruise through the suburban areas of Georgia where, in Atlanta area. So this car really is the total can do everything type of vehicle, can go everywhere vehicle. So let's start by checking out the exterior. Let's check out the interior and all the goodies that this car brings to the table. And let's see, is this the ultimate luxury cruiser in the full-size SUV market? Of course, starting up from the front, this car has a very imposing stance. Seeing it from this level, you can really see those tri-beam LEDs right there, as well as this gigantic spindle grille. The spindle grille is essentially Lexus's symbol. If you see a spindle grille in a vehicle, you really know that it is a Lexus vehicle. But coming up a little bit closer here, of course, you have standard tri-beam LED headlights. This is Lexus's top of the food chain vehicle, so Lexus really wants to showcase all the design work that they can do. And coming into the headlights, you really see the intricate design in these tri-beam LED headlights, which really give it a cool stance at night, but very imposing stance during the day. Coming down below, of course, you have LED fog lights to match. Under the Lexus logo here, you have the full Lexus Safety Sense suite, because Toyota and Lexus like to throw that as a standard, which most other German rivals really don't do, which really sets Lexus apart in terms of safety technology. Down here, you have a front-facing camera for the 360 camera surround view system, and you have integrated parking sensors, which are really handy for maneuvering such a large vehicle. But coming over to the side, of course, I really like this shade of atomic silver. It really gives it a cool view. So usually you think of silver, it's a really boring color, but Lexus has really taken the silver color to the next step to give this atomic shade. Now, coming down here, you have 21-inch wheels wrapped around Dunlop rubber, which they're road tires, but if you wanted to put some more aggressive tires, you could. Coming to the side profile here of the Lexus LX570, of course, it's a big body-on-frame, truck-based luxury SUV. So you have those larger-sized rims, which give it that a luxury appearance. But as well, you also have that really boxy SUV shape that you associate with a real rugged SUV, and not like a crossover like something like a Lexus RX or NX. But coming to the back over here, you have, of course, LED taillights, LED turn signals, and LED reverse lights right there next to the license plate. It's really cool how all that works. It really gives it, again, a great stance at night. The accenting on the taillights is really something I appreciate. You can really see some of that accenting on the sides right here while the taillights are on. Down at the bottom, you have some reflectors. It's nothing huge, some standard reflector. We'll get into all the goodies on the tailgate, but this is a Land Cruiser-based off-road rugged vehicle sold around the world. So it really packs some very interesting tailgate techniques. Of course, the air suspension. You have a hidden tailgate hitch below. But all in all, if you really take a look at this Lexus LX, you may think that it doesn't have as imposing of a stance as something like a G-Wagon. But really, if you look at this, seeing this on the road, you're right next to it, you'll recognize this as a Lexus. You'll recognize this as something of luxury, and you'll recognize this as a go-anywhere type luxury vehicle. So let's hop on the inside, see what Lexus has put in terms of luxury, and see if the outside really matches the imposing stance that the inside gives. Now, checking out the first part of the interior, not really the inside yet, all the luxury goodies. A main part of this car is the engine. Now, under all the sea of plastic that Lexus has here is a glorious 5.7 liter V8 that I'm really in love with. This is the only car left in this segment that really offers this type of burly power in the luxury segment, and I really appreciate that. There's no turbos, there's no superchargers, nothing like that, just pure naturally aspirated glory. This power plant produces right around 383 horsepower, which is not something amazing, but the emotion associated with this burly 5.7 liter V8 sound, which we'll get into in a minute, is unmatched by the competition, which really gives the Lexus an edge over all the rivals, such as the Range Rover. Before we hop inside, let's get an exhaust clip of that burly 5.7 liter V8 that really only Lexus has. Nobody else in the segment has this type of burly V8 power. So let's see, does it really associate with that luxury stance? Does it really give that go anywhere vehicle vibe that Lexus is trying to achieve by putting this type of power plant in? Let's see, I think so. After hearing that wonderful burly V8 sound, do you want to get into your wonderful Lexus LX570 and see all the interior goodies that this car has to offer? Starting with the key, it's a great key. Here at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, when you purchase a vehicle, you get a leather key glove, which adds to that luxury ambiance. But this car is, you know, it's in the 21st century, so you don't really need to hold the key. Just keep the key in your pocket, really. Put your hand below, opens right up. Now, if you want to lock it, there's a ridge right here. The mirrors will electrically fold in. But yeah, let's get back into the cabin. Put your hand back here. Opens right up to the cabin. There are nice running boards here to help you get in, and a nice grab handle for shorter individuals. But coming in here at first, the ambiance is wonderful. The steering wheel is great, but we'll get into all that in a minute. Coming over here, the wood is beautiful, gloss veneer wood. It looks really good. One thing I like about Lexus that a lot of other competition really doesn't do is leather padding everywhere. Almost every surface that you're going to touch is in either soft touch injection molded plastic or leather trim. In this case, it's all leather trimmed up here, which is really nice. I really love this brown, almost saddle brown and red mix that Lexus does. It's very interesting. It's really cool. There's some gloss black here that adds to that level of luxury. But again, I really like this wood, the way that it's all put together. This door panel, the shape of it also is really great. Coming down here, there's a Mark Levinson sound system, which is one of the best in the business. Now, Mark Levinson is not a huge name, such as, like, you know, Bang & Olufsen or Burmester, but Mark Levinson is a hidden gem. It's Lexus's hidden gem. No other car company could really even come close to matching Lexus's prowess in terms of its sound system. Mark Levinson is solely Lexus, so if you want this type of huge bass and a deep sound that Mark Levinson really gives you, you have to come experience it in a Lexus. You're not getting it anywhere else. But hopping inside, this being a truck-based platform, the door is really solid. Everything is really well put together, really you know, befitting a Lexus. But coming up to a cold and dark interior, everything is really great. The leather, really great. You know, it actually stays pretty shaded when off. But let's go ahead and start this car up and see what all goodies they have inside. So putting this, and I really like the start button. It's really made of this nice metal trim. It looks really good, fits with that atomic silver exterior, which I really like. And again, really looking at padding, there's leather padding everywhere. No other car company really does the amount of leather to Lexus's degree. I mean, there's leather padding all over the dashboard. There's that nice wood right here. I really like that. Even up here, it's really soft touch, nice stitched everywhere. Most car companies don't do that. But coming to the gauge cluster, now this is it can be considered a gem, or it can be considered a down point. Most other competition offer full digital gauge clusters, but in this case, because of this vehicle's off-roading heritage and connection to the Land Cruiser, I really don't mind this at all. The gauges are really clear, really easy to read. You can hear that wonderful V8 sound, but you know, again, you can really see how easily the dials can be read. That multi-function screen in the middle can help you with a number of things. You can see your audio settings. You can see navigation turn-by-turn directions if you have that enabled. You can see really exactly where your wheels are positioned if you're on an off-roading trail right there. You can see, you know, you can raise and lower the vehicle right there. Coming into the screen again, let's get the steering wheel straight. You can see your miles per gallon. Now, this car gets roughly right around 14 miles to the gallon, 14 average miles to the gallon, which is not amazing, but if you're in this market for something like this, I don't think that's a huge deal anyway. But I really like how Lexus gives you those extra gauges on the side. Now, something that really sets this car apart from its competition is that heads-up display. Now, if you look really closely, I'm not sure if the camera is able to pick it up. There's a huge 12-inch heads-up display there. You can see it right there just a little bit if you look. Right next to that trash can right there. It's visible right there. You can really see it's a huge... so you look at this screen size, right? Now just imagine that up in front of you. That's exactly what you see. The camera's not doing justice by picking it up, but it's fine. Come experience it for yourself here at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. It's a great vehicle. It's here. You know, that's something you won't get in the competition. You'll get smaller heads-up displays, but the level of clarity and the level of size and information that you can really get up there is unmatched. But coming out here to the steering wheel, it's a great steering wheel. The steering wheel is the best in the business. Nothing comes close to it. The gloss wood really feels nice and solid up here. There's no creaking anywhere in this steering wheel. The leather padding here almost feels like a leather cushion. I mean, most of it is really tightly wrapped. In this, there's some give to it. So, I mean, you can see that it's really, really soft. If you're going on a road trip, it's really comfortable. The wood feels really nice. I really like how this is like a silver painted plastic. Even right here, it looks really great. Coming down here, there's more of that leather, more of that wood. It's all really nicely stitched. It's a great wheel. Coming over here, the stalks are really easy, really light. They're effortless. Of course, you have automatic rain sensing wipers in here. It is a $100,000 vehicle. You expect that. And of course, you have auto high beams. You have headlight washers. So basically, what this does is it opens up headlight. There's small housings that go up and wash. Right here you have your heads-up display and you have your third row fold. Down here you have a very neat storage cubby, just to put anything you really want. Of course you have nicely finished window switches because this is a Lexus. Lexus really pays attention to quality like that. These switches have a really great weight to them. Of course they're all automatic, one touch up and down. You have the window lock, you have power mirrors. The mirrors are associated with the memory function in this vehicle. If you look over there, the mirrors are really great. They're really wide, they're really open. But overall, that type of interior is great. Now, coming up to the screen quickly, this is Lexus's N-Form system. Now, in the Lexus LX, you don't get any type of Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but that's okay. This car's not really intended to. You get a lot of the other goodies with this. But yeah, so this is Lexus's older generation of it. The map is great, 3D. I'm actually a fan of this mouse touchpad. Most reviewers and journalists really don't like the system, but I think it's really easy to use. Having two Lexuses in the past that I've had for long term, it gets easy to use. Coming over here, adding to that luxury, I really like the silver painted plastic trim that's down here associated with that wood over there. You have the Lexus clock right here, which really again adds to that level of luxury. Here it's a little bit of gloss black, but it's nothing terrible. You have your temperature controls. I really like how this is not buried somewhere in a system up here. It's really easy to view. You have your power knob, really nice weight to it, tune scroll. Everything has a really nice click, really solid feel. Now if you look, nothing moves. I cannot move anything. Like other Mercedes and Audi products, I can creak the entire dashboard. This, I can't move a single thing. There's not a single creak, not a single sound in this vehicle. Now coming over here, you have an electronic parking brake right there, a couple cup holders right up there where the mask is. The shifter really feels really good. I really like there's some weight to it, so it really feels like you're doing something, which we really like in this off-road type vehicle. But putting into reverse right here, you have a 360 camera. Your rear camera has some trajectory to it, which is great. I really appreciate that, being able to see everything in this big of a vehicle. The graphics are great right here, and you have that side multi-function display right there. Coming down here, you have your power tailgate off, you have your forward collision assist, and your tailgate. Coming in here, here's actually the thing most people don't like, but I love this. It's all really leather wrapped, it's really soft, it's easy to use. Once you get used to it, it's actually really easy to use. Seeing the screen, people think this is harder to use. I really disagree, but that's up to opinion. Come experience it for yourself. Down here you have some great interior goodies. Of course you have heated, automatic cooled seats. Now what that means is whatever temperature you have, so right now I have it at 65 up here, what happens is the seat will actually go to match that temperature in the seat, which is really cool. It's part of that total Lexus Climate Concierge system. Of course, you have a heated steering wheel. You expect that at this price. You have your diff lockers. You have the hill assist control. You have your ECT second, which is almost like an off-road sport mode. Here you have your crawl control system. You can adjust everything you need. It goes up and down. Here you have your sport mode. Things like up here you have your Sport S, you have your comfort mode, you have your normal mode right here. Here you have the height adjustment, which we'll deal with in a minute, but you can really see how the car will go up and down with that. But let's take a look at it from the outside and see this car raise up. So if I want to put it up to its highest setting, and you hop out real quick, you can watch the car really raise up slowly. So of course it's going to start with the back, and let's see, it is going up, so let's see it slowly go up. So if you watch it closely, it's actually raising itself up quite a bit, a few inches. So now if you look closely, it's in its highest setting. You can see the pure amount of ground clearance that you get is really unmatched by anything else in this class. The vehicle goes up and down by itself, or not by itself, but the air suspension system does, which is great. Now, being up high, you can really see a commanding view of the road. Everything's really great. The back mirror is great. So this is what that off-roading type system. When you want to go off-road, this car can raise itself up to a degree that most other cars can't. This car can go places where even the Range Rover can't, which is great. Now, coming to these seats, you can see they're huge. It's basically like a couch in here. There's no exception to that. These seats are very wide. They're very soft. The leather in here is very soft and supple. Coming down here, of course, heated and cooled. You can see, just look how plush these seats are. You can go on a road trip in this and never be fatigued. Coming down here, you actually have a cool box. Now, what that means is if you push power right here, you can hear it. Now, it'll actually get cold in here. So if you want to put any type of drinks or anything like that while you go on your adventure, it'll be nice and cold waiting for you. Up here, you have a standard side sunroof. I really like the touch-sensitive LED lighting. It's really cool. It's something that Lexus does, but I wish that Lexus would have put panoramic roof, but I believe that'll come in the future. So let's hop in the back and see what the room and luxury is like in the back of the Lexus LX. Hopping into the back of the Lexus LX, same thing. I really like the running board and I really like this grab handle, but getting in is really simple. There's a ton of space. I really like this door panel. You have this built-in sunshade right here, which goes up and down to really provide some privacy. Here you have that gloss wood trim. You have a great aluminum painted door handle. Right here you have, let's turn this AC off. Right here you have 2 speakers, part of that Mark Levinson sound system. Again, opening it up, you can really see that deep, rich color on the leather, which I really appreciate. Another Mark Levinson speaker down there. So really, you can see the sheer amount of speakers that are in this car. They're plentiful. Coming up here, you actually have a vent right here, and you have another vent down there. Now, you may be wondering, does this car offer 4-zone climate control? Indeed, it does. Coming right here down to the fold-down center console, you have, of course, your dual-zone automatic climate control. Both sides get their own temperature adjustment. Turning that back off. You have heated seats back here. Again, the same automatic thing where it'll match the temperature. You have heated seats. You also have cooled seats. Now, most competitors do not offer cooled seats in the back. The GLS does not offer cooled seats in the back. So the Lexus really has it here with the luxury comfort. Both sides have that. Both sides have the automatic. And it's really nicely leather wrapped right here. It's all very comfortable, easy to access. You have a small little storage pan in there. Nothing huge, maybe for like a phone or something like that. But this is really soft leather. Putting this up, you have your third seat right here. Now, if you really look, the leather in here is just so soft, which I really appreciate. You know, sitting back here, if you want to go on a road trip or anything like that, I mean, there's no complaints here. The windows are big, you can see everything. The leather is nice and soft, really supple. And even back in the third row, if you look right there, the headrest is down. But even with the seat folded all the way back, even with these mats back here, there's a good amount of legroom because this is a full-size SUV. And the amenities are there. There's vents back here. There is some cup holders right there. It's really great. The seat, again, the same soft leather is back here. Again, more of those cup holders. The view is great. The window is huge. There's plenty of space back here for anybody, for small children who want to sit back here. There's really no complaints. So let's hop into the trunk, see what the cargo area is like, and then we'll wrap up the inside. Now, if you know anything about the Lexus LX, you know the trunk situation is very interesting with this vehicle. So you pop up the main area of the trunk. So half of it goes up, right? It is a power adjusted trunk. So if you want to use power, we'll go into that in a minute. Then you push this down here, and this electrically folds down. So essentially, let's repeat that process. You close the trunk, which doesn't feel like closing right now. It may be because of that power Let's see, maybe the power door is actually off. Let's see if that fixed it. It's just a minor thing. There we go. So the power door is actually coming down now. So you can see how it really seals it up, gives it that clean look that you expect from a Lexus LX. Now again, approaching the back with your key in your pocket, just push this button right here and it opens right up. It's a little slow, but nothing terrible. It really gives you a wide access to your cabin. Again, and just pull this lever and it power folds down. So you look in here with the seats down, you have a decent amount of space, but putting this seat up, let's see. Interesting. So the Lexus LX actually folds to the side, which is very interesting. This one's not going to fold because the seats are so far back. So let's put the left side up and see what we're working with here. So now you have this side up, so you can really see the volume of space back here. With the seat down, you have a great amount of space that way. Even with the seats up, you have a great amount of space for some suitcases, anything like that. I really like this. If you want to do any type of a tailgating right here, you can really just sit right here. You can have a tailgate party, which is really cool. Most of their cars don't have anything like this. I believe the X7 does. Coming up here, again, closing this right up. Everything's simple. It locks itself up down there. You have some integrated parking sensors. You have the tailgate cover for the tail, towing if you want to tow anything. But other than that, the back really looks really cool. I really like the LED accenting, and this car really is something special. So hopping back inside, this car really has an ambiance of quality, which hopping out of the interior, I really appreciate it. Now hopping inside the Lexus LX, just taking it around the parking lot, this rear view camera is something I really appreciate, and keeping the fact that this car is so high up, it's sometimes harder to see. So the fact that we have a 360 camera here makes it really easy to get this car off a ramp like it is now. Of course, this being a big full-size SUV, it's not anything hard. The steering is very light, very comfortable, very easy. Seeing the turning radius is really great here. Just pulling it around the parking lot. I really like how the power steering modulates this car. It's a big car, but it's nothing terrible. Now let's lower this car back down. You can really feel it hunker down slowly, and let's see what it's like. So going over some higher terrain over here, this car can really get over anything you really want it to. So right now you can tell we're sideways. Off-roading wise, this is going up and down dealership ramps pretty easily, and there's really no issue. I can see everything. I'm not an experienced off-roader, but I really do assume that if you are taking this vehicle to do any type of off-roading, I believe this car can really do it. Going around this parking lot right here, everything's really great. This car can modulate around. The steering is great. The turning modulation is perfect. If you're someone that's worried about driving a big vehicle such as this, there's really no issues with this vehicle in general. This vehicle stays really flat. It's really easy to control. Even with its big size, it's very easy to drive. Keeping it right here, even pulling it up anywhere, I can really see exactly where I'm going, which I really do appreciate. Even doing more of these backing up tests, you may think this car's harder to park. It's really not hard to park at all. Keep putting into drive back here, and even backing it up into a parking spot like that, you may not think that it's something super easy, but it really is. Putting up in this back ramp right here, the 360 camera really aids. It comes to my aid because sometimes it is harder to see things, but because of this 360 camera, I can really see everything I really want to. And that's something that a lot of other vehicles really can't do in this class. So I really appreciate the fact that the Lexus can really offer something like this. Thank you everybody for watching my in-depth review of the 2021 Lexus LX570. My total thoughts are, this car is perfect for anybody that wants a full-size SUV or is in the full-size SUV market. For $100,000, the amount of value that you get in this car, the amount of luxury, the amount of off-road capability is almost unmatched by any other vehicle on the market. And you can really see it really has an imposing stance right there. It's a great car. The color's great. I really like how the air suspension can lower it very quickly. Most other cars take a century to raise and lower themselves. I really like that the Lexus has kept the 5.7 liter V8 in the market, and to be honest, this car is in its class of its own, to be honest, and nothing else really matches it. So if you are interested in this vehicle, please check out Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. All their information will be in the description below. If you're in the market for any Lexus, an LX, an LS, a sedan, a sports sedan, anything, Lexus has you covered with things from the Lexus UX, the IS, to this LX behind me. Lexus has anything to fit anybody's needs. So if you are in the market, check out Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. It's great being with them. It's great them lending me this car. This car is wonderful. I appreciate this car, and I have a love for Lexus. So all their information will be in the description below. Please check them out if you're interested in any new or used inventory on their lot. They'll be sure to hook you up with a great deal. I'll personally say that. They will hook you up with a wonderful deal. So that's it for me. This is the Lexus LX570 review. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in that next video.